Hey loves, this is Bobby and I'm here with another vlog. And this is going to be, I don't actually know what vlog this is anymore. Today is Tuesday, which is my Monday at work. I have finished a book, I've started another book, and I am going to be getting started on one of the other books, but I wanted to go into that because I think I'm going to do something a little different with it. So first off, the book that I finished, this was my audiobook, and that is Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I loved this. Oh my goodness, this was crazy. It was kind of all over the place, but it worked so well. We are following the story of basically Earth was starting to end. It was coming to an end, and a bunch of scientists, especially one in particular, decided that they were going to find another planet that they could build a new civilization. Well, when everything was getting ready to launch, something happened and it all went to hell. Fast forward a indeterminate amount of time. I won't go in, I don't want to spoil anything, so fast forward, the last remaining humans on Earth have just escaped Earth, and they're trying to find this planet that was supposed to be terraformed for them. They found the old coordinates, so they went to go off and look for it, but when they do, they're warned off of this planet that they cannot go there, that they can go to a different planet, anything. They try to go to this other planet, but it's not safe for them, so they start trying to head back to this other one or figure out what they're going to do, because they have a bunch of people in cryogenic sleep, and, you know, they're literally the last of humanity. And when they do get back to this planet, or when they do originally get to the planet is already occupied. And yeah, I'm not going to tell you what is occupying it. This is an alien sci-fi book, so yes, they are kind of aliens, but the type of alien creatures that they were nightmare inducing for me. I mentioned it in the last vlog from the last update from the last vlog. Yeah, freaked me out. I will say that throughout the entire book, every time I got to that part, it was crazy. The thing about this book, though, that really stood out to me is the roles of gods and how it plays into this. A very deep kind of idea behind it on what makes a god, who are gods, should we have them. I loved the way it was handled in here. It was crazy. This really did not go in the kind of direction I thought it was going to go at all, like through the entire book. So I was like pleasantly surprised through the entire thing. I really enjoyed the writing. I love the different characters. My favorite character, though, is Dr. Kern. There was just something about that character. I just really enjoyed her, like, through the entire book. But the way these different people, because we have basically three different point of views for the most part. We have Dr. Kern and what went about when she originally came up with this idea, and how she set everything into motion on going to terraform a planet. And then we have the last remaining human crew. We've got them and everything that they're struggling with on their ships and all of the fun that happened there. And then we get our alien race on a planet that, yeah, they freaked me out so bad. But yeah, I loved all three different kind of like point of view settings and everything. It was crazy the way it was handled, though. We get so many different characters, and the thing about this is there is no good characters. Everybody is very, very morally gray. Everybody is out for themselves for the most part. And then you have so many different characters that have god complexes, and to have that amount of people that think that they're above everything while everything else is going on. But it was crazy, but I loved it. I thought it was really well written. It was action packed. I was invested the entire time. I loved this so much. Started off my week with a great book. That is always awesome. I'm not very far into, I do not have the little dust jacket for it. But Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley. This is the one where a girl named Katie wakes up in the middle of the night, sees this woman just crouching on top of her dresser, and then she finds magic mushrooms that help her fix some of her problems. That's where I'm at so far. It starts off really fast. So next, really quick, I want to get into one of the books that I am going to be reading, and it is the one that I am doing for the prompt of a book in a different format than what you're used to. You can check out my Sunday TBR pick where I talk about the actual book, but it is an IF game book. It is basically like Dungeons & Dragons meets the choose your own adventure books that we would have read, you know, a lot of people read as kids and stuff. So I kind of went over it a little bit. I think what I'm going to do though, I'll do like quick little updates in my vlog, but I want to do a full video of me doing this book for the first time because I've never done anything like this and it seems really fun. So basically they have a set amount of, picked pre-made characters. So you can do that, or you can pick 4 different traits that build up your own character. Since I'm doing this for the first time, I'm gonna go like full in and build my own character. I will go over maybe because I think I'm gonna start picking today and everything so I can get ready to get set up and start reading the book. And I'll tell you tomorrow's update exactly like what character, like how I built my character, because I gotta go over them. I have my very professional looking notebook that I will be using to build my character and take notes, because you do have to kind of take notes to figure out like where you're going and like I guess your points, because you get money. You have like a set amount of money, you have like damage points and all that. And yeah, the eyes totally move on this thing. I don't know how long it's going to take me to read this book because I'm going to do it in kind of chapters, because I do have my actual, you know, my other books to read and stuff and my audiobooks. So I think I'm going to set up on my computer, and I have the Kindle app and I have it on there. So I'm going to be doing the book. I think it's called Heart of Ice is what the name of the book is. I'll put it right here. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing that, but this is where I'm going to keep all my handy dandy notes. I am very excited to see how this comes out. So I will do small little updates to tell you like tomorrow, like what my character is and maybe like the start of the book, but I'm going to film me actually doing the whole thing and do like a separate video, because this just seems like it's going to be really fun. And a few people said they were kind of interested to see how this goes. I heard the writing though on this story isn't the best, but it just seems something fun. I am just in it to have fun and see how fast I die, because I have no faith I'm making it out alive. Like, I will be really, really surprised if I do. So yeah, there we go. That wraps up today. Here with a Wednesday update. I finished another book and I've started another book, so I'm having a pretty good week so far. But I did finish a book, and that is Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley. This is the graphic novel that I was reading. I finished graphic novels incredibly fast. I did like this. I will start off with that. I did really like it. I am going to be rating it 4 stars. The art is gorgeous. The story was really good. My big issue with this one, though, is the main character. Like, you're not really supposed to like Katie. But I don't know how to put this. Throughout the whole thing, she just doesn't learn. And even at the end, when everything kind of comes about, she still didn't exactly learn her lesson. She regretted what she was doing. I did talk about what this was about yesterday. Yeah. So with the whole changing everything and being able to rewrite her mistakes, with that, she really doesn't learn all that much. And I really didn't like the romance that was in here. But everything else, I liked the magic in here. I liked the story that was kind of going on in the background of Katie. One of the side characters I absolutely adored. But like I said, the artwork is just gorgeous. I really liked the story, is the thing. I thought the story was really cool. I really liked the kind of different twists and turns. But yeah, the art is really pretty. It's really bright and cutesy. Katie, though, is a lot like Scott from Scott Pilgrim. They're not good people, and it's just really funny because like we have a book centered around these characters and they're not good people. So yeah, but it was really cute. I do recommend this. I understand why it is highly recommended. I know it doesn't sound like I did like it, but I really, really did. I loved the story that was going on in the background. So with that done, I started my next audiobook. I'm not that far in. I didn't get to start it until about midway through my shift. And that is Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. This is beautiful. I am not that far in. Like I said, I'm only about 22% into the audiobook. So far, this is beautiful. Like, I'm loving it. I'm so interested to see where this is going. We've got our kind of breadcrumbs on where this is going. This is a book that I have been wanting to read for years. This is like a book that's actually on like 100 books that you should read in your lifetime. I don't usually like those type of lists, but funny enough, right when I was starting this, I was on Facebook and in one of the book groups, someone posted one of those things just like, oh, you know, how many of you read? And then I saw that it was on there, so I was kind of like, oh, wow. But we are following, I have talked about this, but really quick, we are following the story of a young boy named Daniel. His father is an antique book dealer. His father takes him to this bookstore known as the Book Graveyard. And when he goes there, he tells him that he has to just pick a book, and that book is going to be his book. It's a book that he has to take care of and everything. And he wanders around this kind of labyrinth type of bookstore, and he comes across this book known as Shadow of the Wind by Julian Carax, I believe is how it's pronounced. It's Spanish. This takes place in Barcelona in 1945. And he finds this book. Something about it is the book that just kind of stuck out to him. I think we've all been in used bookstores that are kind of like to the rafters with books, and there's always just that certain book that kind of calls out, and that's his book. He reads it, he falls in love with it, and he tries to find more books by this author, and there's this huge mystery about it. Someone has been going around and burning all the different books by this author, and this author wasn't well known or anything. He was kind of like, he wrote, you know, like dime store type of novel, but he has the last remaining book, and there is this mysterious man that approaches him that smells like burnt paper and has burn marks, and he's trying to get this copy of this book from Daniel, and he meets other people, but this is definitely a book that is for book lovers, and people that find the mystery of books and everything. I'm loving it so far. So that is what I got into today. Oh, quick update with the Heart of Ice, which is the choose your own adventure game book that I am doing. I've gotten a little far. I built my character and everything. My character's name, I just named her after my dog. I like my dog's name, so I went with it. So her name is Banshee, and let me get my notebook. Here's my handy dandy notebook for my character. So her name is Banshee, and I built my character from the ground up. So you picked 4 traits. I went with roguery, so I have stealth and espionage skills. I can pickpocket, and I can hide in the shadows. I got ESPN, which is my kind of psychic ability. I can read people's minds and sense danger. I also went with shooting. So I got a gun with that. And then I picked survival so that I can survive these crazy climates, because in this book, it's the end of the world type of thing, like extreme weathers and stuff like that. I got a good chunk of the way in. The story is pretty fun so far. The writing, full disclosure, the writing is not the best. It's really cheesy and definitely needs a little more like pizzazz to it, but it is fun for what it is. This is like kind of a good gateway. I'm definitely gonna want to look into more of these. So I've jumped all over the place. I met a benefactor, ended up ditching the guy because he didn't want to come with me into the jungle. I found a lost hidden temple in the jungle. I found a crazy man that's living in this jungle by himself, and I ended up leaving him behind, and now I'm off into the desolate wasteland. Like I said, the writing isn't amazing, but it's really fun so far. I'm going to try and get in a little more of that. I haven't died yet, so there's that. I can give you that update. I have not died. I haven't lost any health points and no money yet. I'm still top of my game right now, so yay. I'm going to play a little more of that sometime tonight. I'm not sure exactly when, but I'm going to get into that, and we will play a few more chapters. It moves really, really quick. Each one of the chapters, or like the sections that you jump to, are only like, I think 2 pages at max. Most of them are like a page and a half, but like 2 pages at max. So it's really fast. So I'll update that later. But there we go. There is my Wednesday. I will check in with you guys tomorrow, and I am going to go listen to some more Shadow of the Wind and then crochet while I do that. So that's what's what. Check in with you guys tomorrow. Bye. Here with a Thursday update. I actually am updating on a Thursday. What? I remembered. I finished a book, I started another book, and I started another book. So yeah, I am making progress on this week's TBR. And I'm not dying this week, unlike last week. So let's get started. I finished The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. I really, really enjoyed this. It wasn't a 5-star like I thought. While I'm filming this on a Thursday though, Friday, that would have already passed. You would have already seen the video that I posted. I did a 5-star prediction video. It was a lot of fun. This book has been on my TBR for years, and I always thought it was going to be a 5-star. It was very, very close to being a 5-star, but it wasn't. It is a solid 4-star book. I loved everything about this. I loved the characters. I loved the whole atmosphere and setting and everything that was going on. The only thing that eventually got to me was the kind of mystery being solved, as well as like the ending. I don't know, it didn't fit with the rest of the book, especially the big twist. It was just not enough is what it was. But I enjoyed all the characters. I really enjoyed the main character, Daniel. I loved his whole journey into finding what was going on, what happened to the books, what happened to Julian Carax. I loved all of it. I loved the mystery. I loved the kind of coming of age and him kind of discovering everything. We deal with love, we deal with loss, and we deal with the mystery of books and how they can change us as people. I really enjoyed all of those aspects. Like I said, it was just the huge plot twist. Honestly, I would have liked it a lot more. Even if the mystery honestly wouldn't have never gotten solved, I would have been super happy with that, because I loved the journey more than anything. We've got despicable characters, we've got lovable characters. We see the beginnings of friendships and romances. We see them crashing and burning, and we see them flourishing, and I loved it though. It was absolutely beautiful. The next audiobook that I started, I am really, really not liking it. I am only like a few chapters in. I don't even think I'm like 10% into the book, and I'm already honestly hating it, and I feel really bad hating it, but I am really not enjoying it. Queenie. I really, really am not enjoying this already. I do not like it. I did not know this dealt with sex so much, and the fact that we are following this young woman named Queenie. She's in her mid-20s, I think. I think she's like 24 or so. And her life is kind of crumbling down around her, and she is dealing with all this. And on top of her life crumbling down around her, she is dealing with a lot of personal issues. And she is a Black woman in London, and she was dating a white guy, and he took her around his family, and racist comments get thrown around and everything, and he doesn't come to her defense. So that is going to be a struggle for me to get through this. I feel for her going through, because I don't want to spoil like the kind of beginning, but she just went through something pretty traumatic for herself, and she's told no one about it. But I'm just really, really, really struggling with Queenie as a character. I really do have to read this book. So yeah. But yeah. And then the other book that I started, this is my physical book, and I am absolutely loving it. I'm only a couple chapters in, and I am like whisked away already. And that is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. This is based around like Russian folklore and stuff. We're following the story of a young girl who her mother dies giving birth to her, or just right after giving birth to her, and she has some kind of magic in her. We don't quite know yet. And the father ends up remarrying years later, and this new woman is very strict and very, I guess, like Christian. I don't know what the religion would be, but very like devout, probably Catholic, but doesn't believe in the folklore, doesn't want anything in the house or anything like that. And this is beautiful. It is being told like a fairy tale. So I am, if you don't know, you should, if you've seen any books, any videos where I talk about fairy tale books, I love just the very kind of raw fairy tale telling, and this is what this feels like, and I'm just like whisked away already. Like, it's beautiful. Like, the writing is stunning. Like, nothing really has happened. I'm only, I think, 4 chapters in on page 30, and I've already been whisked away. But yeah, there we go. That's what's what. I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hey loves, here with Friday's update. I actually have kind of a big update today. I finished 2 audiobooks and I've made more progress on my physical book. First off though, I have not done the IF game book again. I'm trying to finish up my crocheting that I'm doing, my crochet project for my boss's baby shower thingy that we're doing. So I haven't had a chance to stop and do that, but I did finish an audiobook last night because I just like crocheted and listened to Queenie. So I did finish that. As I said yesterday, even though I was only a couple chapters in, I was really not enjoying it. I had so many issues with this book. I understand what the author was trying to do, but there was just so many huge no's from me that I couldn't. I almost DNF'd this book. The many issues I had with this book. As I mentioned yesterday, Queenie is just going through a lot in her life. She split up with her longtime boyfriend. She thinks they're on their break. They are broken up. She just doesn't want to accept that. And as soon as she does break up with him, she starts sleeping around a lot. She kind of just goes out and is just having a good time. I'm not judging that. The thing that got me is that every single one of those sexual encounters were incredibly triggering and just horrible to have to listen to. One of the sexual encounters in there, I really don't like the way it was handled. Especially because she's just having like a ton of unprotected sex with people. And, yeah, that alone got me very uncomfortable. I don't like that. And then one of her sexual encounters is so rough. It is very rough sex that she says is consensual, but literally she goes to the clinic and they try and get her help because they think she was being raped, is how bad her body took to it. And I did not like that at all. That was really kind of the point where I almost DNF'd the book and I was just like, I can't do this, but I just kind of let it. I was hoping we'd get, her working through her issues. We kind of do, but we don't really. She's got terrible friends. I did not like her friends. Near the end, kind of, it got better, but for the most part, her friends were really flat and kind of just like watching her tear her life apart and not intervening at all, which was really, really crappy and weird. And one of the other things that really got me is the fact that, Queenie is very, since she is a Black woman, she is very much about like the Black Lives Matter movement, and she's constantly talking about how, people are prejudiced against Black women and how hard it is for her to, date and stuff. And then There's a certain point in here that with me is she will not date black men at all. They are absolutely no go because she went through something in her past, and one person equates to, or one black man equated to all black men, that she cannot date them. But she continues to only date white men that treat her like they are emotionally abusive to her. One of them, like I said, the sex was so aggressive where her body showed signs of trauma. And they are racist towards her, and she just deals with it because black men she can't date, but white men who treat her like literal garbage, she's fine with. I hated that. There were so many points of this book I just did not like. But yeah, the subject matter, though, is very, very heavy. So if I do recommend you read it, I think everybody will take something different from it. Yeah, take this with a grain of salt. Like I said, a lot of it, I guess, is personal thingies, but I really, really, really did not like it. The next book, though, I did do the audiobook at work today, and I could not stop listening to it because I was in love with it, and I actually think I'm going to be going with a 5-star rating for this, and that is going to be Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the second book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper. I loved this. Oh my god. I really enjoyed Stalking Jack the Ripper. It was a 4-star. It was like a solid 4-star book. It was really fun. It was fast paced. This is super fun, super fast paced. A lot kind of like darker and really funny though. I love the romance. Like the build up and everything. We've got two very sarcastic kind of catty characters that kind of just keep picking at each other, but I really love it. This is the first time in a while that I've read a book with the romance, and I'm sitting there like, just, will you guys kiss already? I don't usually get really invested in romance, in the romance aspect. It's really rare that I do, but this whole time I'm just like, will you two shut up and just kiss each other? It's really, I really like the dynamic of the relationship because they are friends first. She says he's her best friend. He cares about her, but they're both really snarky. He's kind of a little bit, you know, he's a bit of a perv, but she deals with it, and she has her own little, like, lusty thoughts, especially for this being in, like, the late 1800s, the setting-wise. I really like the way the author is handling all that. This was so much fun. I did guess the who, the what, and the why, but this is one of the very few times where I was glad I was right because it went where I wanted it to go. And I was so ecstatic when it happened. But this was a lot like darker and everything. I just dug it. I loved the setting of Transylvania, the castle, all of the different characters. I was like, we got some queer rep in here. I was like, what? We going all over the place. But I really, really like this. I have heard, though, a lot of people didn't care for the third book as much, but I am super excited to get to it. I just really enjoy this series so far. It's been a 4 and now a 5-star book. I'm expecting at least the next one to probably be a 4 as well. I like it because it's fun and it's fast paced and it's very tropey, but it's like it's just a good read. You know, you want something that just can have you escape reality, and I think that's what I picked this one for, a book to help you escape reality, and that's exactly what this did. I was like at work and I was not focusing at all. I mean, I know my emotions and stuff at work, so I don't have to pay that much attention, but I was just absorbed in the story, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm loving this. But yeah, I finished the entire audiobook at work. I just couldn't stop listening to it. So yeah, those two are down. Physically, I am still working on The Baron Nightingale. Haven't made too much progress. I have been busy the last couple days at work. I'm loving this though. The writing is freaking beautiful. I'm not that far in, but I can tell you this writing is freaking beautiful. I love it so much. It just feels like a fairy tale. It feels like someone telling you a fairy tale, and I'm just loving it. I'm expecting, you know, right now, I'm like at a 5-star with this. I have no complaints. It's beautiful. I'm invested in the characters. We finally meet the new stepmother, and I'm like, oh, I didn't see that kind of coming. So yeah, I can't wait for more of this, especially for kind of like the magic to start happening. But yeah, this is like wonderful, and I'm super excited to get into this more. So yeah, there is my quick little update. I will check in with you guys tomorrow. update, and I do have an update. I finished a book, but I kind of cheated. I didn't realize I was cheating, but I did, but I'm gonna count it anyway because holy crap. So I was doing the audiobook for the Arabian Nights. The audiobook that I was doing is a full cast one that is on Audible. I did not know that this is like a reimagining of Arabian Nights. I'm still going to count it because I listen to it literally all day long. It takes certain stories from Arabian Nights and reimagines them in an adult way. First off, let me say both volumes are 5 freaking stars. It is phenomenal. Like, oh my goodness, I was enthralled the entire time this audiobook was going. It was magical. It brought you into the story. It does a really cool adult twist to these tales. We covered the tales of Sherazad while she is telling the stories of Arabian Nights to the Sultan. And then we also cover Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves, Jolinar of the Sea, and then the second volume is Sinbad the Sailor. The person that reimagined these is named Marty Ross. Dude's a genius. It is amazing. Like I said, it's full cast. We get the sound effects and everything. It is beautiful. It is very much adult. Like I said, there is a lot of explicit scenes in there, but all of it just flowed into itself so amazing. Like, I literally felt like I was the Sultan minus the whole murdery rage and trying to kill my wives thing. But I felt like they were telling me this story. Like, I was just so like I said, I was enthralled the entire time. I didn't want to stop listening to this because it was freaking magical. And then the other thing, the way this is reimagined, all of the female characters in here are so badass. Every single story, the females really do take the center point in this. We have them kicking ass. We've got them as warriors, strong characters. Shahrazad, I keep pronouncing it differently. The way she's manipulating it is like, you see how she's actually doing it and stuff. It's amazing. Like I said, so technically I haven't read the full thing, but I am counting it. I'm hoping they decide to do more volumes of this featuring the other stories. But it is so well done. Like, it is just an experience. It was beautiful. I fully recommend it. If you have Audible Plus, it is included in your trial and in your subscription. He's also done, Marty Ross has also done others. He's done The Three Musketeers and Treasure Island, I believe it is. I'm going to be listening to those because the way he did this one is freaking amazing, so I can't even imagine like other ones. Sinbad is freaking cool. That one, the whole volume 2 is just Sinbad, but the way he built it up and everything, and the way the flow of it and everything is amazing. But yeah, it is just so freaking good. I fully on recommend this audiobook. I did make more progress on The Bear and the Nightingale. I'm like really into fairy tales right now, apparently. This is amazing. It is so beautiful and wonderful, and I am just, oh my goodness, I can't get enough of the magic. Even though there's like really not even that much magic going on, just this world is so beautiful. And the way we see the old folklore being, meeting with the religion, like the Catholic at the time and everything, and how it's pushing on the boundaries of, what people believed and everything. It's wonderful. But there we go. There is my quick update. I am going to be doing another TBR pick. I believe I will have like 6 days. I'm going to be picking 6 prompts. Why? Because I hate myself, apparently. I still have to do Heart of Ice. I don't have any plans tonight, so I might sit here, and I finished crocheting, as you would have seen. So I'm going to get on Heart of Ice and hopefully finish that this weekend too. So I will be picking 6, even though there's only 6 days, but with audiobooks, I never know what length I'm going to do. But yeah. Very excited, but very nervous to do my last pick. But yeah, so I'm going to go do this. But there we go. There is my Saturday. I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Bye. a Sunday update. I am not going to be able to update tomorrow. I've usually been updating on Monday now, but I will not be updating because I forgot I have a dentist appointment, and I really don't think trying to film while my mouth is swollen and possibly drooling on myself is a good idea. So we're gonna wrap up this week today. I forgot that I finished a book during the week. I didn't write it down and it wasn't on my TBR. I kind of just read it on a whim real quick because it's a super short book, and I completely forgot to mention it. I think I read it last Monday. Yeah, I read it on my day off. I kind of like laid around and like read it really quick. That was The Island of Dr. Moreau. I wanted to finish at least one line for sure on my bingo because I've been all over the place and I'm missing like one prompt for each line, and I was coming up on the end of the month. So the prompt was a book with a animal on the cover. I found this edition which had the animal on the cover, and then I just got the ebook from Libby. I have I think it's like 7 book collection, the ones that are right here, the Barnes & Noble editions, but I wasn't gonna sit there and like hold this like 10-pound book, and it's one of the few books I don't actually own a copy of from H.G. Wells. I always tend to find, you know, his books, you know, places, and I always just kind of pick them up because so far I've loved everything by him. All of his books have been 4 stars from me. I read The War of the Worlds last year. I read The Invisible Man when I was really young. I think I was like 8 or 9 years old when I read that one, and I absolutely loved it. And then I read The Time Machine, I think in February, and I absolutely loved it as well. Kirsten over on Reading Nymph was reading this during this month, and she mentioned it in a vlog, and I'm like, you know what? I want to get in another H.G. Wells book. So I picked it up, and 4 stars. I loved it. I have a feeling everybody knows what Dr. Moreau is about. You have seen this book parodied on some TV show. I don't care what TV show you watched, it's probably been parodied at some point in there. The one I always remember, the first time I ever remember coming across it was in a Simpson episode. It was a Treehouse of Horror episode, and it was of this. I didn't know what it was at the, you know, I was I think like maybe 4 years old or so, but I always loved the story. So I finally got to read it, and you know what? I loved it. Like I said, it was 4 stars. It has a lot of kind of body horror as well as kind of animal cruelty going on in here, so know that going in. The one thing about H.G. Wells writing, even though these books are like what 100 years old or more, his writing stands up really, really well. I love his writing. It doesn't feel dated at all. Some of the way they talk does, but I don't mind it. I'm not the biggest fan of classics. I always just kind of struggle with them, but I've loved everything I've read by him. We're following the story of a man who gets stuck on this island that is being basically run by this crazy mad scientist that is turning animals into people hybrids, and it's just crazy and weird and awesome. And what makes an animal, what makes a human type of thing. It's really cool. I really enjoyed it. I'm so glad I got into it. But if you have a favorite H.G. Wells story, definitely let me know. I'd love to read it. Add it onto my list of his books that I need to get to. But yeah, so I forgot. I totally just didn't write this down, and I just kind of forgot to mention it during the week. I think I read it on Monday or something, but yeah. I am almost finished with The Baron Nightingale. I should finish it tonight. I started crocheting right now. That's what this lovely pile of green is right here. I am crocheting. I've been in a crocheting mood for some weird reason. I am loving this book so much. This has been a 5-star from the very first page, and it is still a 5-star. I love the blending of the folklore and the way it's told is like a fairy tale. I know I mentioned it, but it feels like a fairy tale, like someone is telling you this fairy tale. The writing reminds me a lot of The Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, which was a 5-star. I absolutely loved it. It was phenomenal. So if you liked this book, which I know this is a really popular book, I highly recommend you read Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. It was amazing, and the writing styles are very similar with that fairy tale, flowery, just beautifulness. Though this is just like, oh my god, I've gone through like every emotion with this book. I have laughed, I have felt sorrow for our main character, and the way this is being told is that we have all of these people used to worship the old gods, you know, the ones that kept your house warm, they kept your house safe, they protected you. They might eat you, but at the same time they could be protecting you. Like, these gods were alive. But when Christianity started coming in, it started having these people fear God instead of, you know, finding wonder in these other gods. So everyone has stopped worshiping them, and slowly all of these old gods are dying. There's only one girl, and that's our main character, Vasilis. All of these names are Russian, so I'm not even going to attempt to say these because I will probably freaking butcher them. There are so many vowels, and I'm just like, but I think she goes by Vazia. Is how you pronounce it. She is the only one that still worships these gods. She still makes her little sacrifices when she can to them. Her offerings to them, and she's the only one keeping everybody safe at this point. The rest of them, they're starting to die off, and they keep telling her, you can't leave, we need you, you know, if you were to leave, we would die. And everything in their village is now going to shit because they don't have that protection of the old gods anymore. And seeing how you feared them because they could eat you at some point, but there was still this wonderment in these old gods. And then when Christianity comes in, it just puts the fear of God in everybody, and everybody's so terrified of everything. And it's just seeing that balance is just, the way the author did it is so beautiful. And then there is a scene in here though that stuck out to me so much. They are Vazia's father and it was like her nursemaid, but it's basically her grandmother. They are talking about trying to keep her safe because they're afraid what's going to happen, because people in the village believe that she's a witch. She's a wild thing. She spends all her time in the wood, and she, you know, can talk with horses and stuff like that. So they all think she's a witch. So to protect her, they're talking about marrying her off to someone. And in that scene, her father looks at her and he's like, he sees her as this beautiful, wonderful, wild creature that she is. And then he pictures her as a wife and a mother, and he just sees how it's going to break her. She will not be the same. And I was just like, that scene was beautiful and heartbreaking. And I was just like, what the hell? But I love this book. It is so good. I understand the hype of this. I could sit here and just rave about this book. I fully recommend this. I have no doubt this is going to be 5 stars. I was expecting a 4-star book. I was not expecting to absolutely adore this as much as I did. But yeah, I'm almost done. I'm going to try and finish it. I want to crochet a little bit more, and then I'm probably going to read a bit more of this, but I'm going to try and finish it tonight, if not tomorrow, because I am totally not going to want to do anything after the dentist. So I might just finish this off tomorrow, and I will be another book down, and I can start next week's TBR, which you will have already saw that video. And as you saw, I have 3 incredibly chunky books. Really quick, I did read more of The Heart of Ice. I have not died yet. I almost did. I have a feeling I almost did. I don't know for sure because I didn't click on the linky link, so I didn't go to that part of the book, but I'm pretty sure I almost died. But I didn't. Last minute, I changed my mind. I'm like, let's be smart about this because I don't want to die like before I even make it to The Heart of Ice. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. It is fun. The writing is not that good. It's really cheesy. Needs a lot of kind of more in-depth to it. It's just supposed to be jumping around. So it's really fun though. Like, I'm just having a good time. I highly recommend this. I would do another book by this author. I know he has another one that I think has to do with like Mayan gods or something like that. I will totally check that one out. This has been really, really fun. I have my little notebook here that I've been keeping my notes. I almost died like 4 times though, I will say. The fact that I picked survival as one of my character traits is the only thing saving me. I've almost starved to death and almost froze to death, but having survival has saved me. I still have all my money. I haven't had any chance to spend my money, which I'm really mad about. I have no food left. I found 2 pieces of food, 2 packets of food. I already used those, so I've got no food. I'm down to like 5 life points out of 10. I was down to 4, so being at 5 isn't too bad. I found one. and I found a code word and stuff. So yeah, it's been really, really fun. I'm digging this. I could see myself even wanting to redo this one and pick different options. But yeah, it's been great. Honestly, I might just go with a 4-star. Like I said, the writing isn't that great, but it's been fun. So just an enjoyment factor is giving it like a bump up. So there we go, though. That wraps up this week. As always, I'm Bobby. Let me know what you guys read this week. Did you have any 5-star books? I would love to know that. What was your favorite book you read this week? Even if you didn't finish a book, are you loving anything you're currently reading? Let me know. I will drop all my social media links down below. On that, though, I did join Readerly, which is like the new book app that everybody's kind of like joining in right now. I'll drop my link down for that below. Let me follow you. Let me know your username if you signed up. If you need a referral code, let me know. I think I have like the 3 that come with the account. I haven't sent them any out. I literally just joined earlier today. But I'm trying to see how I like it. I am trying to get away from Goodreads, but I tried Storyograph and I wasn't a really big fan of it. I don't like the not layout, just the whole kind of color scheme in there. It needs something. It doesn't click with me. And the only reason I stuck with Goodreads is because I've been using it for like 10 years now. And it's like, it's just automatic. And I don't do anything on Goodreads except add the books that I'm currently reading so I can keep track. That's it. Oh, and today when I added that I did read Dr. Moreau, The Island of Dr. Moreau, I finished my Goodreads challenge of 100 books. And we're only in April. I don't know if I'm going to up it or I'm just going to see how ahead I can get on it. So, yeah, but I got my confetti today. I was all excited. But, yeah, so don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe if you're interested, and I will check in with you guys next week. So, happy reading. Bye.